బొగ్గు గనుల లోపలికి పోయి మీరు ఎప్పుడన్నా బొగ్గు గనులు చూసినారా లేదా కానీ నేనైతే చూడలేదు. ఇక్కడ పెద్ద టూర్ ఉంది లోపలికి, గనులు లోపలికి తీసుకుపోయేది చిన్నగా ట్రైన్ మాదిరిగా ఉంది. ఒక ట్రిప్ అయిపోయినట్టుంది. వీళ్ళు చూడండి ఇట్లా తీసుకుపోతారు అనుకుంటా లోపలికి. ఇప్పుడే టికెట్లు కొనుక్కున్నాము, బొగ్గు గనులు లేకపోతున్నాము. బయట ఏమో చాలా ఎండగా ఉంది కానీ లోపల సుమారుగా 13 డిగ్రీల సెల్సియస్ ఉంటదంట. జాకెట్లు వేసుకొని రమ్మన్నారు. ఎగ్జిబిషన్ కోల్ మైన్ అని బెక్లీ, వెస్ట్ వర్జీనియాలో, అమెరికాలో నేను 50 రాష్ట్రాలని ఎక్స్ప్లోర్ చేస్తూ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చాను. టికెట్ సుమారుగా $22 అంట. లోపల కొనుక్కున్నాను. 4:30కి లాస్ట్ ట్రిప్ అంట లోపలికి. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ మ్యూజియం కూడా ఉంది. అంత లోపల ఒక చిన్న మ్యూజియం కూడా చూద్దాము. దీంట్లో చూడండి అసలు బొగ్గు నుంచి ఉత్పత్తి చేసిన ఈ కోల్ ఆఫ్ ట్రీని బొమ్మ ఇచ్చినారు. బొగ్గు నుంచి ఎన్ని ప్రోడక్ట్స్ మనం జనరేట్ చేస్తారు, మనుషులు వాడుతున్నారని మొత్తం చూపిస్తున్నారు. ఇక్కడ పైన ఎగ్జిబిషన్ మాదిరిగా దాని గురించి హిస్టరీ అంతా ఉంది. తర్వాత లోపల రైడ్ పోయి అసలు బొగ్గు గనుల లోపలికి పోయి, ఈ వెస్ట్ వర్జీనియా ప్రాంతం అంతా కూడా బొగ్గు గనులకి చాలా ప్రసిద్ధి. ఇక్కడ ఉండే వాళ్ళు చాలామంది పనిచేస్తుంటారు కూడా. ఇక్కడ ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి, ఇక్కడ ఏదో ఉన్నాయి, టైప్ రైటర్లు, హిస్టరీ అంతా ఉంది. క్యాంప్స్ అండ్ కంపెనీస్ అంట. తర్వాత ఇక్కడ ఏదో పాత వస్తువులు అన్నీ పెట్టినారు, టైప్ రైటర్లు, పాత ఫోన్లు. ఒకసారి మీరు ఊహించుకోండి, ఇట్లాంటి ఫోన్ వాడాలంటే మీరు చెవులో పెట్టుకోవాలా, ఒకటి చేత్తో పట్టుకోవాలా, ఒకటి చెవులో పెట్టుకోవాలా. ఫాసిల్స్ అండ్ రాక్. సో ఇడేమన్నారంటే ఫాసిలైజ్డ్ ప్లాంట్స్ అండ్ యానిమల్స్ ఫౌండ్ ఇన్ కోల్ మైన్స్. సో లోపల తవ్వేటప్పుడు ఇట్లాంటి రాళ్ళల్లో వేల లక్షల సంవత్సరాల క్రితం ఉన్న జీవులన్నీ కూడా బయటపడతాయి. ఇదిగో ఇటు చూడండి, ఈ రాయి మీద ఉండే ఆకు ముద్రలు చూసారా? ఇలాంటి ముద్రలు చూసి ఇప్పుడు అంతరించిపోయిన జంతువులు, చెట్లు, మొక్కలు అన్నీ కూడా కనుక్కుంటారు. అసలు బొగ్గు ఎలా ఏర్పడుతుందంటే, చెట్లు, మొక్కలు భూమి పొరల కింద సుమారుగా 30 కోట్ల సంవత్సరాల తర్వాత ఆ పైన ఉన్న భూమి పొరల బరువుకి బొగ్గుగా ఏర్పడుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు ప్రపంచమంతా కాల్చే బొగ్గు సుమారుగా 300 మిలియన్ సంవత్సరాల క్రితం ఉన్న చెట్లు బొగ్గుగా మారినాయి. బొగ్గు గనుల్లో జీవితము చాలా కష్టంగా ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఇదిగో ఆయన చూడు, ఆయన ఇట్లాంటి తిండి తినడానికి తీసుకుపోయేటటువంటి లంచ్ బకెట్స్ అంటాయి, లంచ్ తీసుకోవడానికి. ఎందుకంటే గనుల్లోకి లోపలికి పోతారు పొద్దున పోతే మళ్ళీ సాయంత్రానికి వస్తారు పాపము. కొన్నిసార్లు అసలు వాళ్ళు సూర్యుని కూడా చూడరు అనమాట. చాలా నెలలు రోజు పనిచేస్తే, రోజు ఎండున్నప్పుడంతా పొద్దున్నే వెళ్ళిపోతారు లోపలికి, మళ్ళీ సాయంత్రం వచ్చే లోపల మళ్ళీ రాత్రి మాదిరి ఉంటుంది. లోపల కూడా అంతా డార్క్గా ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి ఇంకా కిందికి పోయి ట్రైన్ ఎక్కుదాము. ఇక్కడంతా వాళ్ళు రకరకాల హెల్మెట్స్ పెట్టుకునేటి కొన్ని సువెనీర్స్ మాదిరి కూడా ఉన్నాయి. ప్రతి ప్రదేశానికి పోయినప్పుడు చాలామంది కొనుక్కుంటుంటారు సువెనీర్స్ మాదిరిగా. నాకైతే అలవాటు లేదు, మళ్ళీ వాటినే చూసుకుంటూ ఉండిపోవడం నాకు ఇష్టం లేదు. ఇదంతా రాశారు ఎగ్జైటింగ్ అడ్వెంచర్. అసలు టూరు, మ్యూజియం, ఎన్ని కంపెనీలు, ఏంటి కథ కార్ఖానం అని. ఇదిగో ఎంట్రన్స్, ఇట్లా మనల్ని ట్రైన్లో తీసుకుపోతారనమాట. బొగ్గు గనుల కంపెనీలు ఇది చూడండి ఎట్టుందో, మొత్తం విలేజ్ మాదిరిగా. అప్పట్లో ఎట్లా ఉన్నింది అని. బొగ్గు గనులు చాలా రిమోట్ ఏరియాస్లో ఉంటాయి. కాబట్టి మనకి సిమెంట్ నగర్లో సిమెంట్ కంపెనీ దగ్గర ఎంత చిన్న పల్లెటూరు మాదిరిగా అట్లా ఉంటుందో, అట్లా మొత్తము చాలా రిమోట్ ఏరియాస్లో ఉంటుంది. టూరిజం వాళ్ళు చూడండి అసలు రకరకాల బుక్కులు, మ్యాపులు అంతా కూడా ఏం పెట్టారు. ఇది చూడండి 3D మాదిరిగా ఉంది. వెస్ట్ వర్జీనియా అని ఒక 3D బొమ్మ పెట్టారు. పెద్ద బుక్ ఉంది. ఇది ముగ్గురు ఉన్నారంట, నేను ఒకరిని. ఎంటర్ కోల్ క్యాంప్ ఇక్కడ ఉంది. ఫస్ట్ పోతే ముందర కూర్చోవచ్చాము, చూద్దాము కోల్ క్యాంప్లో. ఈ ట్రైన్ దాంట్లో ఎక్కిస్తున్నారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో ఇట్ విల్ బి గోయింగ్ దిస్ డైరెక్షన్.
You got some safety rules posted on the wall there. Stay seated at all times. Keep your hands and feet inside the rails and do not put your hands up on the mine top. No smoking in the coal mine, guys, and you must work safe, okay? When you come back outside, guys, everything will be closed. so you will not be able to tour the coal camp. But if you want to come back tomorrow, you feel free to do so. Bring your wristbands back with you that can prove you got proof there that you did pay. Bring your wristbands back and you can tour the coal camp. It's really worth the trip to come back, okay? So we're gonna go inside, we're gonna mine a little bit of coal, and we're gonna come back outside and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you.
You guys ready to dig some coal?
Yeah.
Okay, 16 tons, what do you get? Another day over and keeper in debt. I say, Peter, don't you call me, cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Amen. Okay, guys, let's go mine some coal. What do you say?
Woohoo! చాలా తక్కువ అవుతుంది. నీళ్లు పడుతున్నాయి. ఇది 1 ton కార్ అంట ఆడ వేసారు బొగ్గంతా.
If you want to go back outside for any reason, you just say, hey man, get me out of here.
All right.
And I'll take you out and they'll take you in and get you a refund, okay? Okay, at any time throughout this tour, if something happens to me, don't panic. This little radio sits right up there where I sit. If you hit that little button while you're talking right there, they can hear you throughout this whole property outside, okay? And in the company store. So if something happens to me, just get on here and say, hey, something's wrong with this dude in here. Y'all get somebody here and get us out of here.
Okay.
But you got to remember, you got to tell them where you are when you call out. This is stop number 2. We're going to leave here. We're going to go to number 3. Then we're going to go to number 4. And then we're going to go right back out the same way we come in. Okay? Okay, guys, let me tell you about this old mine. This was the Phillips family mine. This mine started in 1890. 1890 is when they start mining coal out of this mine. They mined coal out here for 20 years to 1910. 1910, they tell me they ran out of coal in here, so that's why they shut it down. Well, they shut it down 1910. It stayed idle until 1962, and that's when the city of Beckley purchased it. First thing they did was hire a company to come in to make it higher. And the reason they made it higher, if you look right over there, that's what the whole mines look like height-wise. See that, guys? That's what the whole mines look like. Now, guys, this coal in this mine right here is the top of the coal seam. From right there up is all rock, and from there down is coal. That coal's in the sewer seam. It's a soft bituminous coal. Guys, I worked in the coal mine for 23 years. I worked in low coal like that for many years.
Wow.
When you work in low coal, you bend over like this for 8 hours.
My
You
God.
walk around like this in that coal mine. That's how you have to walk. Or you're doing this number. You cannot stand up in that coal mine. Mud and water all over the bottom. It was tough. It was tough. It was no picnic. I would work 8 hours and come outside and they say, hey Don, can you give us 8 more? I'd do 8 more.
Wow.
I had 2 daughters going to college. I had to go back, brother. I need was on me. You ever had I need on you when you get home and them girls come out, Daddy, I need this and I need that. That's what I call I need. Hey, I'd go back to the mines. Let mama handle it. But I hung in there. The good Lord kept me safe, kept me strong, kept me going. Put them girls through college. They got college degrees today. Travel nurses. They travel all around.
Beautiful.
Making that big money, man, having fun. I should be saying, I need that. Hey guys, right here's a ton of coal, 1 ton. These miners would come in here, they were expected to load 10 tons every day.
Wow.
Each miner. If you look over here, you see that rock mixed in with the coal? If you're seeing rock outside mixed in with the coal, they would deduct it from your pay. Instead of you getting 20 cents a ton, you may only get 10 cents a ton because you got rock mixed in with it. Right here, guys, is the canary in the coal mine. Well, you guys probably can't see it very well.
Yeah.
But it's called the canary in the coal mine. The coal miners used the canary for a gas detector. This is how they would know when there was gas in the coal mine. Most coal mines have gas in them, guys. Methane gas. Methane is a deadly gas that's found in most coal mines. There is no gas in this coal mine. You don't have to worry. No gas, okay? Now, methane is a heavy gas. It lays close to the bottom. So, therefore, you would put your canary down here on the bottom. The miner would be up here digging his coal. Guys, you monitor that canary throughout the day as long as that canary was singing and dancing, life was good in the coal mine. But if you look over there and the canary done rolled over on his back and got his feet up in the air, he letting you know that it's time to go. And if you don't go, you're going to be laying on your back with your feet in the air. So, the canary was the coal miner's best friend. Guys, no lights in this mine, 1890 to 1910. They worked in here, there was no light. This is the light they use. It's called a teapot light. Look like a little teapot, doesn't it? Flip your lid, put your kerosene in here, light your wick, stick this on your hat.
Wow.
Hard to believe, ain't it?
It's wild.
Hard to believe. Guys, you also had to buy your own kerosene for your light.
Really?
Where would you buy that at?
Company store.
The company store is where you get everything that you own. Everything you own come from the company store. And that's why you owed your soul to the company store. Guys, right here, this is called a carbide light. Carbide in this section, water in this section. You mix the water with the carbide, gas will start flowing up out of there. When the gas starts flowing, you hit this little flint, you get a spark. Spark meets the gas, you get a flame. You want to see some magic? Mm-hmm. All right, if I make this happen, you got to say, you the man.
Okay.
Is that a deal?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Let's see what we can do here then, guys. We got water, we got gas. Now, all I need is a little spark. Bingo!
Oh my
One more
God.
time. One
You-
more time.
You are the man.
Am I the man?
Oh my.
That's called the carbide light, guys. I want to turn out the lights so you guys can see what it looked like, okay? This is show you exactly how it looked in here when the miners were in here
Oh
working.
my God.
This is how it looked in here when the guys were in here working.
Wow.
Is that hard to believe?
Wow.
This is exactly what it looked like when the guys were in here working. One man in each place, okay? 50, 75 feet away. You in here to get your 10 tons of coal. This light will last 4 to 5 hours.
Wow.
Then you got to fill back up with carbide or water or both. Now I want you to see what it looked like if your light goes out. Check this out. That's what it looked like if your light goes out, guys. Pretty dark, huh? Pretty dark in the coal mine when your light goes out.
Oh.
That's what it looks like, guys, if your light go out. I say, do we want to dig some coal?
Yeah.
Talk to me, you coal miners. Working in the coal mine, going downtown now. Working in the coal mine. Where's my whoop at? Whoop. I'm about to slip down.
Let's go.
5 o'clock in the morning. I'm already up and gone.
This guy has
Lord, I'm so tired.
అదిగో అక్కడ చూసినట్లయితే ఆడ పైన రాళ్ళు ఉన్నాయి, కింద బొగ్గుంది.
Yeah. They come in here to work. Keep in mind the top would only be this high. Guys, you see the coal right there? That's how high the top will be, just a little bit above that. The first thing the miner has to do is he has to get what they call the undercut. The undercut is this area right here. He's got to lay down in the mud and water. And he's got to dig that bottom coal, guys. 8 to 10 foot wide, 4 foot deep under that bottom with the pick. One man. He takes this coal drill, 4 foot coal drill. He lays down in the mud and water, put his chest here, and he drills 3 holes. 3 holes, 4 foot deep. 4 foot deep. After he drilled his 3 holes, he put black powder in those holes. Then he put clay dummies in there. Takes this big end of this tempering rod, he packs it real tight. Takes this pointed end, he pokes a hole in it. Once he gets the hole poked in, he puts a fuse in it. Well, before he runs that fuse all the way around the corner. Now, before he light that fuse, he has to warn his co-workers that he's getting ready to let off a shot. So he comes out here and he yells, "Fire! Fire! Fire! Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!" He gets around the corner and he lights that fuse. Boom! He shoots that coal. That coal falls down. You see, the reason why you dig that bottom out first is so that when you shoot the coal has somewhere to fall. So that's why you dig it out first. Well, when the coal falls, rock falls also. Now, you know what happens if you're seeing rock outside mixed in with the coal? You're going to lose money. So you got to hand pick all the rock out. Then you got to get this bad boy. I hated this thing when I worked in the mine. I hated it, brother. Can you imagine loading 10 tons of coal every day with a shovel? 10 tons, brother. You get paid 20 cents a ton. Now, when I was raised up, we lived in a coal camp. My dad worked 50 years in a coal mine. He owed his soul to the company store. We was poor. We lived in a 4-room company house. 4 rooms, 8 kids, mom and dad, in a 4-room company house. No running water, no indoor bathrooms. That's what we had. We were poor. Plenty of food. We had big gardens, hogs, chickens, but there was no money. The reason there was no money is because my dad owed his soul to the company store. On payday, there was no paycheck. And that's why we were poor, guys. Poor. Actually, we was just P-O. We couldn't even afford you. But I'm going to tell you why we were poor. The reason we were poor, guys, is there was no money. Because on payday, there was no paycheck. And this is why. You lived in a company house. We had that 4-room company house. You have to pay to stay in that company house. They take the rent right out of your paycheck. The coal that comes out of this mine, that's what heats that house you're staying in. And you got to pay for that coal. Hey, they take it out of your paycheck. Hey, your kids get sick, they go to the company doctor. You got to pay that doctor and take it out of your paycheck. Hey, your food, your clothing, you go to the company store. And they take it out of your paycheck. A deduction after deduction after deduction. Coming out of that check, there's nothing left. There's nothing left, guys. On payday, there's no paycheck. They take out everything you owe and they leave you nada, not a penny. And that's why we were poor. There was none. There was no money. And that's a fact. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right. But that's the way it was in the coal camp. You owed your soul to the company store. And if dad dies, the son has to come in the mine and take dad's place if he's 12 years old or older. In order for you to live in the company house, somebody has to work for the company. They did not allow women to work in the coal mine back in these days. They do today. I worked in the mines with a lot of women. Guys, if you had a son 12 years or older, he had to come into mine and he had to take dad's place. And that debt that dad left behind at the company store, it now belongs to the son. He's 12 years old and he owed his soul to the company store. That's the way it was. It wasn't fair, it wasn't right, but that's how it was.
So when was this? Like which year you're talking about?
Well, 1890, 1910, all the way up to about in the early 50s.
50s. Okay.
When was IMSHA created, or was it that the 70s too?
No, way before that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's older than OSHA.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. IMSHA came in and along with the unions, and I'm not supposed to say that word, they made life a lot better for the coal miners.
Oh yeah.
Life was really bad. Working conditions was bad. The pay was bad. The union came in. They fought for better pay and better working conditions. And today the union is almost obsolete in the coal industry. You can't find a union mine around here nowhere. It's all non-union now. They pretty much broke the union.
Really?
Yeah, but they don't allow us to talk about unions no more. But anyway, guys, this equipment that you see was never used in this coal mine because this coal mine never had any electricity. But when electricity came in the area and this equipment started coming out, this is what they had in the coal mine. This machine right here called the electric punch machine, it replaced that hand drill. Then they came out with that Jeffrey loader machine over there. That Jeffrey loader machine, guys, would come in here after you shot that coal down. He would do this, he would pull that coal from the bottom to the top of that machine where there's a conveyor train. That conveyor train would spit that coal right into the coal cars. They used mules and ponies to pull them coal cars outside the mine. Look over the top of your head, guys. You see these old rusty plates up here? These are called rough bolts. This is what's used in the coal mine today to keep the top from falling on your head. Years ago, they used to use timbers, but then the timbers got where they wouldn't hold that top up. Started falling in on the men. Got to be too much weight. So then they came out with these things, and they still use them today, called rough bolts. I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna show you how to put those up.
Is that a modern one right there, or like the big gray ones?
The only difference between this one and this one is this bigger pan. That's the only difference. We had a company, a local coal company here in the area. They came in this mine about a year and a half ago, and they donated all this equipment to just come in and just make the mine safer. And in exchange, they got to put their name outside this building. Pretty cheap advertisement is what it is, but it worked good for both. Everybody was happy.
Good.
You know, they happy they got the name out here. 50,000 people come in and out this mine every year. They see their name on outside that building.
Wow.
It's like having a billboard out on the interstate.
Yeah.
You know, see your name out there. And the company here, City Rather, they happy because they got extra work done in here for free. So I'm gonna take you down. I'm gonna show you how they put those up, and then we go into the coal miners' lounge. Are y'all ready for the coal miners' lounge? Talk to me, coal miners. Working in the coal mine, going down, working in the coal mine. Woo, all right. Down. Okay, guys.
Dinner hole.
This is stop number 4. Stop number 4. You give me about 5 more minutes and we're going outside.
Okay.
Guys, as you can see, we got more equipment here. We came out with this machine over here called a Goodman cutting machine. That's that machine there, look like a big chainsaw. Remember how the guys used to have to lay down in the mud and water and dig that bottom? No more. They got that machine there. We cut that bottom coal now. They don't have to hand dig it. Then they got a big 8-foot drill. He replaced that 4-foot with there. We're going to talk about these things in the rooftop over your head, guys. These are called roof bolts. They are put up by this machine here. This is an early model roof bolter. The roof bolter operator is the most important man in the coal mine, in my opinion. My opinion only. But the reason I think he's the most important is because he's the man that keeps this top from falling on your head. That's pretty important to me. Guys, You start out with a piece of drill steel, this big around, 4 foot long. You put it on that head raises up to the top. When you raise it to the top, you drill a hole in the top 4 foot deep. After you drill that 4 foot hole, you got a tube of glue, 2-part glue. You take that tube of glue and you slide that tube of glue up in the hole just like that. When they new, they're easy to work with. We handle these every day, that's why they're so flimsy. We need new ones, man. They got some around here somewhere. Needs to be out. But anyway, you got that tube of glue right here. You take this rope bolt, you push that tube of glue further in the hole. The hole would not be that big around. It would only be this big around. You got that glue in there, the machine will push it up to right here, and then he spins it really fast. 15 seconds, he spins it. 15 seconds, he busts open the tube of glue, he mixes the glue for 15 seconds. Press it against the top, hold it for another 15 seconds. After that, guys, this is what you got. What you see up there on the rooftop is this right here. And it's called a roof bolt. And it's glued to the top. And that's what keeps the top from falling. Hard to believe, ain't it? Those are put up on a 4 foot by 4 foot pattern, guys. And what that means is every 4 foot going this direction, you have to have at least one. Every 4 foot. The walls in the coal mine is called the rib, R-I-B, rib. From the rib, 4 foot. You have to put up a roof bolt. 4 foot from this one, you put up another one. 4 foot, another, 4 foot, another. All the way across every 4 foot. Same thing going this direction. 4 foot, you put up another one. 4 foot from that one, another. 4 foot from that one, another. Every 4 foot. You can add as many extras as you want, but you must have at least one every 4 foot. That's the state law. That's the federal law. Guys, if you look right here, we got a round ball here and a round ball there. These are called sulfur balls. Sulfur balls. Very seldom found in the coal mine. They are worth nothing, not a penny. Worthless, guys. When you find them in the mines, guys will take them home and paint them and sit them out in their yard. That's all they're good for. Damn. But right here, kettle bottom. If you would have went up into the coal museum, did any of you go up there? See the museum? We didn't.
No,
Y'all
we
didn't?
didn't.
Well, they got a coal museum. Maybe on the way back home, you guys can stop by here, keep your wristbands, and you can tour all this outside.
Oh, wait, we will.
Yeah, do that. It's really worth the stop, I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's worth it. But anyway, you go up there, you'll see these kettle bottoms. This one. These three are kettle bottoms. Kettle bottoms are petrified tree stumps. Ooh. They are found in the roof of the coal mine. We do not have any where we travel through here, but I've seen hundreds of them, guys. You never stand underneath one because you don't never know when they're going to fall. They're going to fall. Just like a leaf falls off of a tree, an apple falls off of a tree, that kettle bottom is going to fall out of that top. Who knows when, but it's going to fall. If one that size right there happened to fall on your head, you've had a bad day. You can turn out the lights because the party is over. And that's why they have a nickname. They call them the Widow Maker. The Widow Maker. Guys, coal miner's nightmare, kettle bottom. Guys, coal miners carry metal dinner buckets to work. The reason they carry metal dinner buckets is to keep the rats from eating their lunch. Most coal mines are full of rats. My last mines I worked in, I was 22 miles underground. You get on a rat like this and you just keep going for an hour.
Oh my God.
22 miles underground.
Oh my God.
When you get there, the rats welcome you home. Big rats, guys. Big rats. This mine has one rat and only one rat. He's right here. I come from Walmart. Come from Walmart. He's been here about 10 years.
I'm glad it's just one.
It's only one. The reason there are no rats is because there is no food. Nothing for them to eat, guys. Nothing for them to eat. The miners will come down here and they'll go to the coal miners' lounge. The coal miners' lounge is right over there, guys. It's better known as the dinner hole. The dinner hole. The miners will come down here, take the lid off the dinner bucket. First thing you're gonna see is this pan. It's called the goodie pan. That's where Mama puts the good stuff. Piece of pie, piece of cake, cinnamon rolls, brownies, fudge. Goes in the goodie pan. The section right here, a couple of sandwiches. maybe something left over from dinner, maybe a piece of fruit for snacks. Bottom section, guys, where the miner puts his drinking water. From right here down, a gallon of water.
Wow.
They drink it right out of the bucket. Here's the problem. Your dinner bucket is there. You working up there, but your buddy working right here. He'd have been out at the bar all night. He's all dehydrated today. He'd already drank all of his water. What do you think he's gonna do now?
Drink yours.
He gonna drink yours. That's exactly what he's gonna do. So they had to come up with some kind of idea how you gonna keep guys from drinking their water. This is what they did.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they did to keep guys from drinking their water.
Good idea.
That's what they did to keep guys from drinking their water. They put their teeth down in the bottom of that water.
Oh my. That's a good idea.
Would you take a drink out of
I
that?
don't think so.
Well, you know what? It just depends on how thirsty you are.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're really thirsty,
I
you're
think I
gonna
won't
drink
care.
it. You're gonna drink it. You're really thirsty, you're gonna drink it. But that's what they did, guys. Guys, this pretty much concludes the tour. Now, when you guys come back, make sure you tour this outside, man. It's really something to see. You got the single man's house, you got the superintendent's house, and they got all this stuff fixed up old school, man.
Oh my God.
It's something to see.
Yeah.
The superintendent's house, then you got the old one-room school.
What time is open?
The first tour that normally adults enjoying it as well. And you got the old mountain homestead down, a bunch of log cabins.
Oh,
They got that to see.
Yeah.
So that's good. And then you got a coal museum up top, over top of where you purchased your ticket. That whole top floor is a coal museum. It's got all kinds of stuff in there to see. So it's definitely worth the trip to come
So
by.
if we come with that, we're
Guys, got to get you out of here.
All right,
Thanks for
let's go.
coming. Oh, working in the coal mine, going downtown, now working in the coal mine. I'm about to sleep. 3 is backing out. Number 3 is backing out of 4.
That's cool.
The thickness of the coal we saw like only like 1 or 2 feet. Is that all out there?
This coal seam, very low. That's
But
about all that's in this mine. But most coal mines around here, coal this high.
ఓకే ఇప్పటికి కూడా మనం బొగ్గుని తుక్కు వాడుతున్నాము. ఇదిగో ఇలాంటి మిషన్లు వాడతారు కోల్ మైన్స్ లోపల. ఇప్పుడంతా మిషనరీ వచ్చినాయి. పాతకాలంలో అంతా పాపం మనుషులు లోపల కోలు డస్ట్ పీల్చి 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 వాళ్ళ ఆరోగ్యాలన్నీ కూడా చాలా పాడైపోతాయి. ఇదిగో ఇట్లాంటి దానిలో వేస్తే ఇది ట్రాలీ మాదిరి పోతూ ఉంటాయి. భూమి లోపల ఏం జరుగుతుందో తెలుసుకోవాలంటే భూమిపై విచిత్రాలు అనే వీడియో ఇడుంది, ఇది చూడండి. లేదా ఆకాశంలో ఏం జరుగుతుందో తెలుసుకోవాలంటే ఇదిగో రాకెట్ల వీడియో ఇడుంది, ఇది చూడండి.